Okay, so we're going to learn more about how to use strings today, and we're going to start out by using some print lines inside of a class that we're going to create here. So we're going to start out by creating a new class called wasObject, and inside of there we're going to create a method called aboutMe. So inside of the about me method, we're just going to do some print lines to tell somebody about me. So my name is Was. I am 39 years old. Okay. I like comic books. And I have an Imperial shuttle. Toy. Okay, so I misspelled print line up here, so just fix that real quick. Alright, so this is a wasObject class that has an about me method. In other words, it can do about me. And then we're going to go ahead and make a new class again. This one is going to be called wasProgram. And I want that one to have a main method because it's a program. I want to be able to run it. Okay? Inside of that, we have a main method. And inside the main method, what we want to do is we want to tell a new wasObject to do about me. Alright? So this is saying make a new wasObject like the one that we have over here, the one that we've defined here, and tell it that it should do about me. And so if I run that, okay, it prints out all of the stuff. It follows all the instructions that are in about me in the wasObject class. Alright, so those again were over here. Here's the about me method. So it printed out my name is Was, I'm 39 years old, blah blah blah. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make another new class, and this one is going to be called Intro to Strings. And this should be filled in for you already, but if it's not, using user input, src. Okay, I want this one to have a main method. So intro to strings, public static void main, we want that in there. And I'm going to click finish. And we're going to talk a little bit more about strings. So I'm going to start out by saying something like string name equals, and then we're going to go Tom. Okay. I'm gonna put in another variable. That's my real name. Called int age equal to 39. Okay. If I was like maybe like 6 or under, then maybe I would consider using a double, because when you're that old, it's really important that you're like 5.5. You know what I mean? Okay, so we'll just kind of leave it at that for now. Okay, so I'm going to make another string called Jerry's friend, and that's going to equal name. So I guess my first question for you today is, what is the value of Jerry's friend? Yeah. What's the value of Jerry's friend? Yep. Yeah, it's Tom. Okay, so we're saying here, assign Jerry's friend the value of name. Up here, the value of name is assigned to Tom, so that means we're making Jerry's friend also equal to Tom. Okay, so Jerry's friend, remember, Tom and Jerry, equals Tom now. All right. So then we're going to continue on here. We're going to have another string. We'll call this speech 1. And that's going to equal 407 years ago. Just like that. And now we're going to start learning something new. Okay? So, to what we call concatenate means to put together. All right? And we can concatenate strings with the plus sign. All right? So if we had another string called speech 2, and what's the continuation of that speech? 407 years ago, our fathers did some stuff. Okay, good enough? All right, so our fathers did some stuff. What we can do is we can put speech 1 and speech 2 together, and we'll just do it in another variable, okay? So we're going to go string full speech equals speech 1 plus speech 2, all right? And then I'm going to print that out. So system.out.println full speech. Okay. And then we'll run that guy. Didn't run it. Okay. Okay. What's going on here? Okay, so there's that. Okay, so hopefully you guys are seeing what I'm talking about by using the plus sign. So we have speech 1, 407 years ago. Speech 2, our fathers. Here, full speech is assigned the value of speech 1 plus speech 2, but we really want, when we're talking about strings here, we use the word concatenate. So speech 1 concatenated with speech 2. All right, so that's 407 years ago, our fathers, that's the value of full speech, and then I printed it out. Okay, hopefully that makes sense to you. We can also concatenate what we call literals with variables. String literals with variables. Okay, so a literal is this. Our fathers is a literal. 407 years ago is a literal. What do we mean by literal? We mean that's the actual value, okay? This is, I can't change the value of our fathers unless I go and like type something else in there and then it's just a different literal. I can change the value of speech 1 like we saw yesterday, okay? I can change the value of speech 2 because it's a variable. It's a named thing, okay? But I can't change this unless I physically change it, okay? So what I really want to point out to you guys is we can do this kind of at runtime. So for example, we could say something like, my name is, and then concatenate that with name. All right, and that's pretty useful. Like this doesn't seem all that useful to me because why didn't I just create full speech equal to 407 years ago, our fathers, blah, 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 right? This is pretty useful because now if the name changes, what's getting printed out changes, okay? So my name is name, and let's just run that. So my name is Tom. It takes the value of the name variable, okay? So concatenation also works for other variables. or variable types. Okay? And we can concatenate, get sick of hearing that word, on both sides of a variable. So for example, I am concatenate age, okay? And if I just left it at that and printed it out, okay, I am 39. Now, in in English, we kind of understand this, but like in another language, they think that's kind of weird to say that you are a number, okay? So what we want to do is say, we want to clarify that and say years old. Okay, so what we're seeing here is we can concatenate. First you saw that we can concatenate an int onto a string, and it just takes the value and treats it like a string. Here we're also seeing that I can concatenate onto the back end of that, so I can concatenate both sides of a variable with more strings or even more variables. Okay, so now it's going to print out, my name is Tom, I am 39 years old. Okay, so that's really kind of all that we need to know about strings right now. Now there's a bunch more that we can do with strings, but for right now, that's good enough. Okay? What I would like you to do, okay, is you're going to go back to your me object, whatever your name is, okay? And we're going to put in some variables now. So we're going to put in some what we call class variables here, all right, or global variables, or sometimes we call them fields. Okay, and we're going to go like this. String name equals whatever your name is. Okay, int age equals whatever your age is. Okay, and then maybe we'll go string thing I like, and for me that's comic books. All right, string prized possession equal to an Imperial shuttle toy. Okay? And you're going to make changes in your About Me method. They're going to allow you to use the variables that we've created up here. So we're going to say, instead of my name is was, we're going to say my name is plus name. And you're going to continue to do those sorts of things for these other ones. So I am age years old, I like things I like, I have prized possession. Hopefully that is making sense to you. Okay? So, again, that's going to be an assignment that you're going to do. So I'm just kind of getting you started with that. All right?